Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to create this pink glitter glam perfect for New Year's Eve. I do have a cold, so please bear with me through my croakiness and my sniffles, but I hope you enjoyed this very chatty tutorial, and please remember to subscribe, like and comment below for any looks you would like me to create. Enjoy! For New Year's, obviously, I wanted to go all out, all glittery. So today I'm actually going to test out this palette. It's basically all pressed glitters of different colors. I've never used it before. So yeah, I'm actually quite excited to try it. Let's see how it goes. So first I'm gonna moisturize my face. I've already toned and cleansed, and next week I'm actually gonna put out my skincare routine video, so if anyone's interested you can watch that. So I'm gonna start off with my Clarins Multi-Active Day Cream. What I like to do is mix in some sunscreen with it. So I use the Neutrogena SPF 55. I like this because it doesn't leave the white streaks on your face, and it actually, blends in quite nicely, especially if you mix it in with your moisturizer. So now we're gonna jump straight into the eyes. So first I'm gonna use the Soft Ochre Pro Longwear Paint Pot by MAC. Use my finger and put it all over the eyelid, right up to the brow bone. I like using this primer, eyeshadow primer, when I am going on a night out and I want it to stay on the whole time. I feel like my eyeshadow just doesn't budge with this, and it really does. It's like nice and tacky, so the shadow sits really nicely. Make sure you don't have any crease lines or anything, because then the shadow will go in the crease lines. To start off with, this color right here from the Fruit A La La palette by MAC as the transition shade. Just using the tip of the brush, I'm using the 231 brush by Zoeva. It's a petite crease brush. It's using the tip of the brush. I'm gonna sort of go over the crease line and into the inner corners of my eyes. And I'm going really soft with the brush and like in sort of circular motions, so it's really easy to blend. And yeah, you can always go in for more. And I'm really focusing on the crease line and sort of blending it outwards so it goes towards the brow line, because you do want a sort of subtle smoky effect. Next we're going to sort of deepen the pink a bit more. In the same palette I'm going to use this pink shade with the same brush. Just start it from under the crease line now, and mainly more on the eyelid, and focus like on the inner corners of the eye with this shade. And blend it out into the crease. I feel like we need to darken it a bit, so I'm just gonna go over with that same pink shade again from what we just did. Make it stand out a bit more, especially in the corners of the eye, because once we put the glitter on, we don't want the other shades to hide away. Once you feel everything is blended, what I like to do is just go in with my fingers and sort of flick it outwards towards the brow line, so it sort of looks a bit more like smoky effect, and it sort of blends it better as well with the brush, because obviously on the brush it has the product on it, so I feel it blends it pretty nicely when you go in with your fingers. I'm going to sort of darken the outer corners a bit more. I'm going to use this shade called Bitten by Makeup Geek, and I'm going to use my MAC 210 brush, literally focusing in this area. And I'm going right inside the crease line, but only in the corner. I'm not going all the way up with it. So it's like a V. Back with the MAC palette, I'm gonna use this shade as a base of the glitter because I don't want any gaps, so I'm just literally using my finger and then tapping it basically everywhere that I want the glitter. So literally just on the lid is where I'm putting this on. I'm gonna use the NYX glitter primer to now put all over my eyelid, well, everywhere that we want the glitter, using a flat concealer brush. So first I'm gonna get the glue and put it everywhere where we put that shade, the shimmery shade, because that's where we want the glitter to go. And now I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. So I'm literally, with the same brush that we put the glue on, I'm just, because it's really pressed, so I'm just sort of rotating it, and yeah, sort of picking up all the fallouts, and then whatever is on the brush, I'm just tapping it onto the eyelid. Now that darker pink shade we were using, just go over everything with that and blend everything together at the crease line and in the inner corners. Because yeah, we want everything to come together really smoothly. And I'm going in with the shade Bitten again, just in the outer corners to sort of give it more depth. But in the same palette, what I'm going to do is use this brown shade and with an angled brush, just go over the lash line so it looks a bit thicker before we go in with the lashes and mascara. So I'm just literally dabbing it into the eyeshadow and just tapping it on the lash line. And yeah, I want to spend time smoking the outer corners out a bit, so with the same shade Bitten, I'm literally going over the crease line, just doing a C, and then I'm going to use my fingers to blend it out. Next up, I'm first going to put mascara on my lashes. I'm using the Max Factor False Lash Epic Mascara. Really like using this mascara because with the sort of ballpoint at the top, I can really get into like the edges of my lashes. Oh, I love this mascara. Like, look at the difference. So next I'm gonna put on my lashes. I'm gonna use these ones. They're just ones that I ordered from Amazon. So once the lashes are dry, we're gonna do the same thing we did earlier with the brown eyeshadow or a black eyeshadow. Just go over the binding of the lashes so that everything is seamless and nothing is really showing. Before the primer, I'm gonna use this Stila One Step Correct skin tone correcting and brightening serum. It really evens everything out for when you put your foundation on. I have a few breakouts here, so it'll really even out the redness of that, and like even my dark circles, it will sort of correct that for me before we do the concealer, so I don't have to have that extra step basically to color correct. To prime my face, I'm using the Professional by Benefit. Yeah, I love using it, even though it doesn't look it, it is translucent. It sort of evens out everything on the skin and gives it a really nice silky base to work with. I am using my Urban Decay All Nighter Waterproof Longwear Liquid Foundation. I'm in the shade 7, and I'm going to use my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. I'm going to set everything first before we go into concealing and highlighting and all of that. So I'm going to set it using this NYX Dewy Setting Spray. To conceal now, I'm going to use a mixture of my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Ginger and my Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer, and I'm the shade Medium Neutral. It brightens my face more when I sort of spread it out across my face rather than just concentrating under the eye. I like to set the under eyes with the Studio MAC Fix Foundation Powder, and I usually use about 2 or 3 shades lighter to my actual color, so I'm a NC 35, and to set my concealer I'm going to use the NC 25. I feel like it gives extra coverage and it actually sets everything in place. Sort of dab everywhere that we have concealed. Now we want to set everything before we do go on any further. So back with my NYX. Before we go into contour and everything, I want to finish off my eyes and the brows. So I'm going to use the 2 shades we used initially to go under my eyes and also finish it off with the brown. So next we're going to do our brows, and I'm using the MAC Deep Dark Brunette Brow Gel. You need the tiniest amount because it is super pigmented and creamy, and it's like really easy to work with. So like I literally just dip the tip of the angled brush in, clean it on the side as I dip it in, removing any excess that we have. I like to set my brows with this clear brow gel from MAC. So what I like to do first is use a cream contour and then move on to a powdered contour just to set everything. I'm going to use the Fenty Beauty matchsticks in the shade Mocha. So to contour, what I do is use my ears as a guide. So from the tip of the ear is where you want to start the contour line, and to make it easier you can do the fishy face so you can actually find the line. So that is basically where we want to contour. So literally from the tip of the ear is where you bring it down to the middle of your cheek. And then I like to bring it down to the forehead, so it sort of all links together. And then literally the top of my forehead, I just do one line like that and one line like that. So down here and there, and then the sides of my nose and the tip of my nose. So those are the main areas that I contour like on a daily basis. And now for a night out, I like to contour my jawlines as well. What I normally do is clench the back of my teeth so I can find the exact place where we want to contour, and then I just draw like a sort of L shape on the jawline. And you have to make sure that it's on the jawline and not underneath the jawline, because then it just defeats the purpose and sort of reverses the whole contour effect, and it will make it look like you do have a double chin. I'm going to use my MAC 168 brush. It's sort of like an angled fluffy brush, and I'm just using soft circular motions to blend everything out, because we don't want to sort of budge any of the other blending that we have done. So now we're gonna set the contour that we've done with a powdered contour. So I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills contour kit in light to medium, and I'm gonna basically blend all these three colors together on the brush, because why not? So what I do with the same angle brush, sort of just go over these three, tap and go over everywhere we've contoured. So now, to make everything sort of seamless, that you don't want such harsh lines everywhere, with the foundation brush that we used earlier, I just sort of like to dab around the lines of the contour so everything sort of blends into the skin, and there's enough like product on here to go over everything with, and to sort of cover up any of the harsh lines. Now you just want to make sure everything is nice and blended into the skin. For highlight, I'm gonna use a mixture of this Tom Ford Skin Illuminating Powder Duo. It's sort of like a bright white shade with like a bronzy shade, but when you mix these two together, it looks really good. And I'm gonna mix it in with Hustler Baby by Fenty Beauty, and I like mixing this in with the Tom Ford one because it sort of gives that extra natural glow. So first we're going in with the Tom Ford, and I'm just gonna get a few strokes of both. So yeah, see, like it's very subtle just using one highlighter, so that's why I like to go in with the second highlighter. And Hustler Baby, oh, it's just amazing. Okay, so now to finish off, we're gonna put blusher, because like we don't want like a sudden highlight and a sudden contour line, that we need something in between. And because we're going all out with the eyes and the contour and the highlight, I want something really subtle on the cheeks and something more bronzy that we can sort of blend into with the contour. So I'm going to use this Michael Kors bronzer, just like a few dabs of this, and just blend it into the apples of my cheeks and into like the contour line, so everything it looks nice and seamless. And same for the lips, I feel like going nice and nude, like even a brown, and nice and glossy will really put the look together. So I'm gonna mix Kylie Cosmetics lip gloss in the shade Light, and my lip paint in Matte in the shade 209, liquid lipstick by L'Oreal. I'm gonna go in with the L'Oreal lip paint first. And I'm gonna go over with the Kylie.